why you always feel tired after the age of 70, and how you may fix it naturally with these 6 tried and true pieces of advice. Even after getting a full night's sleep, have you been experiencing feelings of exhaustion all the time? There are a lot of people who are over the age of 70 who discover that they wake up feeling foggy, that they go through the day in a fog, and that they wonder if the continual lethargy they experience is just a natural part of the aging process. However, here is the reality. It is not the case. Your energy levels tend to decrease with the passage of time for a variety of distinct causes, many of which are treatable. And today, we are going to go over 6 of the most typical ones that individuals encounter. This video will take a deep dive into 6 unexpected factors that contribute to exhaustion after the age of 70, as well as provide you with some immediate steps you can take to regain your sense of alertness, energy, and control over your body. In this lesson, you will understand how each of these elements slowly wears you down, from tiny variations in how you sleep to the prescriptions that are in your cabinet, and how small changes can start to reverse that feeling. Be sure to stay listened until the very end, since one of the most significant reasons why older persons experience continuous fatigue is frequently overlooked, even by medical professionals. In addition, once you have fully grasped it, it has the potential to completely transform the way you approach your day and your health. Prepared to regain control of your energy? Let's get started. In the first place, a lack of sleep and frequent awakenings during the night. Changes occur in the way that your body interacts with sleep as you get older, and these changes are not necessarily for the better. It is still possible for you to go to bed at a reasonable hour and that you may even remain in bed for 7 or 8 hours. Nevertheless, the quality of that sleep is frequently far lower than it was in the past. There is a type of sleep known as slow-wave sleep that is deep and restorative. At the age of 70, it becomes more difficult to fall asleep. Your brain, on the other hand, cycles through lighter phases of sleep more frequently, which makes you more likely to wake up multiple times throughout the night. Despite the fact that these little interruptions may not completely wake you up or appear to be a significant issue at the moment, they prevent your body from accessing the deepest depths of rest, which is where genuine healing and recovery activities take place. It is possible that even a few minutes of additional waking each night can, over the course of time, add up to a sensation of tiredness throughout the day. It's possible that you'll find yourself falling asleep in the afternoon, experiencing a decrease in mental acuity, or perhaps skipping activities altogether you used to enjoy merely because you feel too worn down. Changes in the internal clock of your body are another element that must be taken into consideration. Many elderly people are discovering that they are waking up sooner or feeling sleepy far earlier than they did in the past. Specifically, this is due to the fact that the production of melatonin, the hormone that controls sleep, normally decreases with increasing age, despite the fact that you may be able to fall asleep quicker. The quality of sleep that you get is frequently disrupted by factors such as temperature, sensitivity, or even dreams that wake you up. Now, however, I have some excellent news. There is yet a chance. Exposing oneself to more natural light throughout the day, particularly in the morning, is one method that can be utilized to enhance the quality of sleep that you get. Your internal clock can be regulated with the help of light, which also helps to reinforce a healthy sleep-wake cycle, reducing the amount of time spent in front of electronic screens at night, particularly televisions and mobile phones, which emit blue light and can disrupt the generation of melatonin, is another method that is both simple and effective. In addition, the importance of a soothing routine before bedtime should not be understated. You can send a message to your body that it is time to wind down by taking a warm bath, doing moderate stretches, or simply listening to calm music. In order for these routines to be successful, they do not need to be complicated. All that is required of them is consistency. It's possible that this is the source of your weariness if you discover that you wake up exhausted most mornings or if you have to take many naps just to make it through the day. It's not just a matter of getting older or being lazy. There has been a shift in the structure of your sleep. When you have a better understanding of it, you will be able to begin taking measures to enhance the breadth and quality of the rest that you do receive. Mainly due to the fact that getting more quality sleep not only replenishes your energy levels, but it also restores your self-assurance, your lucidity, and your capacity to completely appreciate life. Dehydration that is not obvious and a lack of thirst signals are the second issue. Something that is so straightforward that it is frequently disregarded as one of the most common reasons for persistent fatigue after the age of 70. A lack of water intake. As we get older, our ability to accurately detect signs of thirst decreases. It's possible that you don't experience thirst as much as you used to, even while your body is in need of water. This in no way indicates that you are drinking enough. Essentially, it indicates that your internal alarm is no longer going off. To add insult to injury, the rate of everything slows down when your cells are even slightly dehydrated. It is vital to drink water in order to maintain a sharp brain, keep your muscles functioning, and ensure that your blood flows freely. Many elderly people, however, go hours or even days without drinking adequate water, particularly when the temperature is lower. When the signs of thirst are less noticeable, dry mouth, decreased energy, headaches, lightheadedness, or just that dull sleepy sensation that stays all day long are some of the indicators that you may not notice right away, but they will reveal themselves eventually. In addition, there is a catch. It's possible that your body is already behind schedule by the time you experience true thirst, especially if you are on medications that promote fluid loss, such as diuretics for blood pressure. This is something that you should keep in mind. Your heart will have to work harder, your digestion will be slower, and your brain may feel fuzzy or forgetful if you have even a slight deficiency in fluids. The question now is, how do you correct it? It is a simple way to arrange water rather than waiting for it to arrive. You should keep a glass next to your bed, drink from it at each meal, and consistently take a sip of it, even if you are not experiencing thirst. If you find that plain water does not appeal to you, you may try adding a slice of lemon or a splash of juice to it. Or you could try eating more foods that are high in water content, such as soups, cucumbers, or melons. As an additional helpful hint, here is another way to check your pee. It is likely that you are dehydrated if it is a dark yellow color. In the event that it is light and pale, you are doing just fine. You may quietly raise your energy, clear your thoughts, and even enhance your mood by simply adopting this one habit. It's not always the case that fatigue is a sign of something terrible. Your body is frequently communicating with you to let you know what it requires. And in many instances, what it requires is just more water. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. In the third place, there are vitamin deficits that are not visible yet deplete your energy. A significant number of elderly people experience feelings of exhaustion not as a result of a big sickness, but rather as a consequence of subtle dietary deficits that gradually wear down the body. After the age of 70, your body will no longer be able to absorb vitamins and minerals in the same way that it did before, even if you are eating what appears to be a balanced diet. When your levels decrease, your energy levels also decrease along with them. Vitamin B12 is one of the most notorious offenders in this regard. This nutrient is essential for the development of red blood cells and the maintenance of healthy nerves, but in order for your stomach to absorb it, it must have sufficient acid, and the production of stomach acid typically decreases with age. When you stand up, you can experience feelings of weakness, fuzzy head, or dizziness if you are deficient in B12. Even though the symptoms may appear gradually, they have the potential to become severe if they are not handled. In addition to being a necessary mineral, Iron is also involved in the process of transporting oxygen throughout the body. Due to the fact that your cells receive less oxygen when your iron levels are even slightly low, you may experience feelings of exhaustion or shortness of breath even when performing straightforward activities. These symptoms are especially prevalent in elderly people who have digestive problems or in those who take certain medications that interfere with the body's ability to absorb iron. Then there is vitamin D, also known as the vitamin of sunshine. The absence of sufficient amounts of it may cause your muscles to feel heavier, your mood to become depressed, and your bones to get weaker over time. A low vitamin D level is significantly more frequent than the majority of people believe it to be because many elderly people spend more time indoors. The question now is, what can you do about it? To begin, don't make any assumptions. Ask your physician about the possibility of getting a straightforward blood test to determine your levels of vitamin D, iron, and B12. In the event that any of them are deficient, it is possible to safely replenish them through diet, supplements that are available over the counter, or medical-grade solutions. If necessary, foods that are high in nutrients should be the primary focus of preventative efforts. Include foods such as lean meats, eggs, beans, leafy greens, and cereals that have been fortified in your diet. Spend some time outside to help your body produce more vitamin D in a natural way. If you have trouble eating or if you have a limited appetite, you might want to consider consulting a dietitian about practical strategies to satisfy your requirements without going overboard with the amount of food you consume. Your body's energy levels will improve once it receives the nutrients that it has been secretly wishing for, including not just the physical, but also the mental and emotional aspects. It is comparable to putting the appropriate fuel in a vehicle. All of a sudden, everything begins to function in a somewhat more streamlined manner. There is frequently a rationale behind the feeling of being exhausted for no apparent reason. You just need to examine a little bit more closely in order to locate it. The fourth issue is the adverse effects of medications that stealthily reduce your strength. Most persons who are over the age of 70 are taking at least 1 or 2 drugs, and occasionally even more than that. Moreover, despite the fact that each one could be administered for a valid purpose, the way in which these medications interact with the energy of your body is frequently disregarded. There are drugs that cause exhaustion as a direct side effect, while others cause indirect alterations such as dehydration, muscle weakness, or sleep disruption. One example would be to take medication for high blood pressure. Certain types, particularly beta blockers, have the potential to slow down your heart rate and make you feel lethargic, despite the fact that they are essential for maintaining a healthy heart. When you first open your eyes in the morning, you might find yourself wondering why your legs seem so heavy or why it is so difficult to get going. You can be experiencing a drag in your step because it is coming directly from your pharmaceutical cabinet. There are a number of medications that can interfere with your natural energy levels, including sedatives, sleep aids, and prescriptions for anxiety or depression. They have the potential to leave you feeling drowsy, detached, or flat throughout the day, even when they are effective in treating a single symptom. To add insult to injury, there are instances in which prolonged use actually makes weariness worse over time. This is especially true if your dosage has not been evaluated in years. In addition, there are the interactions, which are the subtle combinations of numerous medications that have the opposite effect of one another. A single pill may cause you to feel lightheaded, while another may cause your sodium levels to decrease, and when taken together, they may make you feel as though you are walking through mud. On the other hand, many people fail to recognize the relationship since the impacts take a long time to manifest. Reviewing your drugs on a frequent basis with your physician or pharmacist is the solution. Stopping the use of your medications is not the solution. Bring a complete list of everything you take, including any supplements that you purchased without a prescription. Request to know if there is anything that could be modified, minimized, or replaced with a more mild alternative. Changing the time of day that you take something or streamlining the number of medications that you take can, in many instances, make a discernible change in how you feel. It is not necessary for you to accept that being fatigued is the price you must pay for controlling your health. There are instances when the very things that are supposed to assist you are instead dragging you down. And this is something that can be remedied with the correct kind of assistance. I would appreciate it if you could use the 4th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. In the 5th place, a lack of restorative sleep as a result of nights that are broken up. Changes occur in sleep patterns after the age of 70. It is one of those facts that no one gives you much of a chance to prepare for. It is possible that you are still in bed for 7 or 8 hours. But if your sleep is disrupted, shallow, or restless, your body will not receive the profound recovery that it desperately requires. You wake up exhausted, you seem to drag through the day, and the worst thing is that you aren't always able to determine whether or not it is because of your sleep. As you become older, your circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock, will vary, which may cause you to go to bed sooner than you normally would. Alterations in your sleep patterns, such as a lighter sleep and more frequent wake-ups during the night, trips to the bathroom, joint pain, or even background noise, can pose a greater risk of disrupting your rest than in the past. Moreover, when your body is continually disrupted during sleep, it is deprived of the deepest stages of sleep, which are the periods in which healing and memory consolidation take place. There are also a lot of elderly people who spend more time in bed, but they sleep for shorter periods of time. You could fall asleep in front of the television, take a nap in the afternoon, or lie awake at night feeling as though your eyes are wide open, despite the fact that you may believe you are receiving sufficient rest. This erratic pattern will eventually cause your body to become confused and will reduce the quality of your sleep. Then there is the problem of conditions such as sleep apnea, which is characterized by a brief interruption in breathing that occurs during the night without the individual being aware of it. After the age of 60, it is more prevalent, particularly among men and anyone who is carrying extra weight. Not all of the signs are immediately apparent. There is a possibility that you are not snoring loudly, but you may still be waking up hundreds of times without even being aware of it. This might result in daytime lethargy that does not disappear regardless of how long you sleep. What is the good news? The ability to restore restful evenings is not impossible. Even when you're on the weekend, you should maintain a regular sleep-wake routine. Avoid eating large meals and using bright displays in the hours leading up to bedtime. Make sure that your bedroom is cozy, dark, and quiet. In addition, if your partner observes that you snore, gasp, or stop breathing while you are sleeping, it is important to discuss the possibility of having examined for sleep apnea with your primary care physician. As soon as you start working on improving your sleep, everything else starts to improve. A person's energy, memory, and focus, as well as their mood. When it comes to quality, quantity is not the only thing that matters. On top of that, getting enough quality sleep is one of the most effective methods to combat the persistent sensation of exhaustion that begins to set in when you are in your 70s and beyond. Number 6. Emotional exhaustion brought on by feelings of isolation or a lack of purpose. There are times when the fatigue you experience is not only in your physical body, but also in your spirit. Many people who are 70 years old or older discover that they are more isolated than they were in the past. Children eventually mature and leave home. Sometimes, friends may relocate or pass away. The day is no longer shaped by the structure and purpose that were once there in it when individuals retire. All of this can result in a more subtle form of weariness that develops in the background, frequently going unnoticed by other people but being intensely felt on the inside. A distinction can be made between this emotional exhaustion and physical exhaustion. It's possible that you'll find yourself sleeping more times. yet you'll still wake up feeling unmotivated. There is a possibility that you will abandon plans, quit going for walks, or lose interest in activities that used to offer you pleasure. The feeling is not always one of melancholy, rather, it is more akin to a dull heaviness, where the days seem to melt together and nothing really excites you anymore. Another thing to keep in mind is that the mind and the body are inextricably linked. When you are experiencing a lack of emotional vitality, your physical energy will follow suit. Chemistry in your brain shifts throughout time. When you have a weakened immune system, as a result, you are more likely to experience inflammation and persistent disease. Over the course of time, this emotional burden might even lead to symptoms that are similar to those of depression, without you being aware of what is actually taking on. However, there is a way to get back. The connection is the starting point. It is essential to have something to look forward to, whether it be joining a walking group, beginning a new activity, or volunteering a few hours per week. Having something to look forward to changes everything. A purpose does not have to be lofty. All that is required is that it be your own. If you need a reason to grin, get out of bed, or move about, this is the one for you. Furthermore, if you are struggling in silence, you are not the only one. It is not a sign of weakness to talk to another person. A straightforward discussion with a friend, a neighbor, or a counselor can sometimes be all that is necessary to interrupt the cycle. Simply finding out that you are being heard can help to alleviate the emotional burden. And from that point on, energy begins to return in unexpected ways. I would appreciate it if you could use the 6th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Now, let's proceed with our plans. Lastly, some thoughts. Previous connection. If you are above the age of 70, it is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that feeling weary all the time is a natural part of the aging process. But the fact of the matter is that age is not always a factor. The focus is on the activities that are taking place beneath the surface. The causes of your exhaustion are frequently avoidable or, at the very least, treatable. These causes might range from quiet dietary deficiencies to emotional weight that gradually accumulates over time. What did you find to be the most noteworthy today? There was something that you hadn't thought of before. Was there? Perhaps the problem lies with your meds, the way you sleep, or even something as simple as the fact that you need to move around more and sit less. Regardless of what it is, the first step is admitting that it exists. You do not have to accept the fact that you will have to drag through the day. You are deserving of vitality. You are entitled to clarity. You do, in fact, deserve to feel wonderful when you wake up in the morning, even if you are in your 70s or 80s. Keep in mind that your body is still attempting to support you in some way. All that is required is the appropriate kind of support. In addition, there are occasions when all it takes to begin regaining your energy is a single minor adjustment, a single discussion, or a single modification in your routine. On this road, excellence is not the only goal. Progress and regaining a part of oneself that you believed had been lost to the passage of time are the topics at hand. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.